Don't walk alone at night. You might attract something unclean. This story happened at my grandmother's house, and the main character was my uncle. He had always been a good student, and after graduation he was assigned to work at the county's agricultural machinery factory. Back then that was considered a very good job. Normally, he stayed in the dormitory since going home was troublesome, but that time was different. My grandmother's birthday was coming, so my grandfather called him and asked him to come back. From the county to my grandmother's house, he first had to take a bus for about an hour and a half, and then walk a mountain road. That day he caught the last bus, and by the time he started walking up the mountain path, it was already dark. As he walked with his head down, he saw someone coming down from the hillside. My uncle stopped because that person looked strange. His head drooped to one side and wobbled loosely as he walked closer. When he got near, my uncle saw clearly. Half of the man's head was gone, blood and flesh mangled. After that, my uncle remembered nothing. Back at home, it was already 10 p.m. and he still hadn't arrived. My eldest aunt picked up a flashlight and went to meet him. At the village entrance, she saw someone walking toward her. Judging by the figure, it looked like my uncle. She scolded him for being so late, but he didn't say a word. When she shone the flashlight on his face, she jumped in fright. His head was drooping to the left, with the corner of his eye and his cheek sagging downward unnaturally. She hurried him home, but the sight of him terrified the whole family. My grandfather, who knew a lot about these matters, said it looked like he was possessed. Everyone agreed. Otherwise, how could a healthy person suddenly become like this? At that time, in such situations, people would always think of my mother's seventh grandaunt. She had a reputation for dealing with these things. My eldest aunt's husband quickly went with her to fetch the old lady. The seventh grandaunt was over 70, frail and slow on her feet. She sat on the back seat of a bicycle while being supported to my grandmother's house. She carried nothing except an oil-soaked whip. Standing by my uncle's bed, she seemed to speak to someone unseen. "If you've got a grudge, let's end it properly. My family's child never offended you." She cracked the whip loudly. It echoed like thunder, meant to scare away the spirit. Then she spoke both sternly and softly, persuading the presence. Suddenly, my uncle sat up, speaking in another man's voice. He said he only wanted to go home and see his child. He explained he was a farmer working away from home. When his wife gave birth, he rushed back overnight. But it rained, the mountain road was muddy, and he slipped and fell off a slope, losing his life there. He had crashed into a mountain rock, half his face smashed beyond recognition, and died without even getting to see his child one last time. So the seventh grandaunt asked my eldest aunt to get a cart and bring my uncle to the southern part of Lynn Village, the place the spirit had mentioned. There, they explained everything to his wife and told her to let him see the child. His wife was half in doubt, half fearful, looking at my uncle's strange condition. Still, she handed over the baby. My uncle held the child tightly, unwilling to let go. The grandaunt urged him, "You've seen the child. Don't hold on too long or the baby will suffer. It's time for you to go." But he still clung to the child, reluctant to leave. Finally, the grandaunt raised her whip and struck the ground with a loud crack. My uncle's body suddenly went limp and collapsed. My aunt and uncle-in-law quickly caught him. His face had returned to normal, and he remembered nothing of what had happened, only that he had seen a strange man on the mountain. The grandaunt gave the family a red envelope and a protective charm for the child,